Timeless from Tunnel Club on OSN Radio. OSN.
This is Timeless Radio from Tunnel Club.
Ecstasy. Ecstasy. Ecstasy.
Welcome to Timeless here on OSN, your monthly excursion across the dance and electronic music spectrum with ourselves, Tunnel Club. This show is an additional one to our usual monthly trip across the years as we bring you our review of 2020. Despite the madness of this year, musically it's been an incredible year as artists with more time on their hands than they may have expected push their studios to the max and release some stunning new music. We've got tunes in the show from artists as diverse as Surgeon, Cass Lamb and Bicep. Plus, we crown our Artist of the Year. Subjective, of course, but can you work it out who it'll be? Sit back and enjoy our extra 2020 review show. This is Timeless.
Welcome to Timeless. We are Tunnel Club. My name's Graham.
And I'm Steve.
And here we go for an extra special additional show this time around. 2 shows in a month, Steve. We're just too good to you.
It's a little Christmas treat with our review of 2020. As we like to do, we pulled one of these out of the bag a year ago as well, and it went down really well. So we thought we'd try it again.
Absolutely right. 100% brand new music from 2020 across the show. Kicking off with Luke Bibbert and a track called Ecstasy on Hypercolor from his Modern Rave album. And Stevie's done a lot of great music over the last few years. He did a very acid-based album, but this track's proper banging rave, innit?
Yeah, on that Modern Rave album, really good fun. Taking loads of really familiar old school samples and giving them a real sort of modern twist and a bit of punch. But it's a great album, really good fun.
So we got lots of music across the next 2 hours to bring you, and we will be crowning, I think it's the first time we've done it, we'll be crowning our Artist of the Year. Wonder if you got any idea who we might be nominating into that lofty position. And here's a track we featured earlier in the year. Oh, an absolutely brilliant piece of music. Special request on the remix of a track called Home from Bauer.
Never feeling is endless. I'm flying with no propellers. Too much on the line to press the win. strong to hold in. Oh, mama always so don't change your plan. So baby I So baby I So baby I
featuring Bipolar Sunshine on the vocals. Track's called Home, and of course it's our good old friend's special request on the remix. This track obviously released this year. It's one of those ones that's been on repeat. It seems to have a kind of universal feel, this one, G. Like my kids love this tune too, so it kind of spans the generations. Real laid-back, summery sort of vibe, isn't it?
Oh, and they've got outstanding taste, Steve. Outstanding taste. Bauer, of course, better known for the Harlem Shake. Don't think I was very complimentary about that when we played this earlier in the year, but we'll just skip over that. This is really, really good. Absolutely beautiful percussion. The break is really cool in it. It's just a great bit of summery music, isn't it? And let's face it, we need uplifting music like this in 2020 more than ever.
True comment, mate. True comment.
Absolutely right. It's Timeless from ourselves, Tunnel Club. And it's our review of 2020, the hottest tunes. The hottest tunes. Who says the hottest tunes? Do I think I'm on Capital or something? It's the hottest tunes from across the year here on Timeless. But it would be remiss. But it would be remiss.
Metro Radio before you know it.
Oh man. But it would be remiss of us, Steve, not to feature one of our own tunes. Actually, the only track we've released this year. And from March in this year, from ourselves, Tunnel Club, this track's called Elevate. That's ourselves, Tunnel Club. The track's called Elevate, released back in March of this year. The only track we got out this year, Steve. We had so many plans for 2020, so many live shows planned, so much studio time planned, and in the end we did one gig and one release.
Yeah, such a shame. It was the first year where we'd actually had some festivals booked in terms of us playing, so we were really pleased about that, and we never got to do it. Such a gutter last year, such a gutter.
Let's cross our fingers that 2021 is going to be a significantly better year. I'm not sure it's going to be much better for a while yet, but maybe by the summer things will be starting to get back to normal. Please, can they?
Be just in time for the good weather. Let's keep positive.
You got to. It's Timeless. We're Tunnel Club. It's our 2020 retrospective, looking back at the music and the artists who have done it for us this year. And of course, an artist we've been featuring on the show since the start 2 years back is Fortet. And his newest album, 16 Oceans, came out in March. This track from the album is called School. Fortet, School, Tex Records from this year. From the album 16 Oceans, definitely an artist we've been a consistent fan of, Steve.
Yeah, real quality over the last few years, and no exception with 16 Oceans. Great to see Fortet releasing that one earlier in the year.
And on a similar kind of vibe from an artist perspective, we move to Hessel Audio. And Kevin McCauley alongside Pearson Sound and Ben UFO, better known as Pangea.
This is OSN Radio.
Pangea from earlier in the year, Like This on Hessel Audio. Kevin McCauley, as we were saying before, a bit of a departure from his normal sound, kind of real straight up dance floor focused track, this one, but lovely pumping bass line and some old school flavour in the breakdown, G.
Oh, it's great, and you cannot go too far wrong with a bit of old school influence in any breakdown, let's be honest. So if you're a first time listener to Timeless, welcome along. We're here every month, just twice this month for a change. But of course, normally we're stepping back across the years. We will be back on the 1st of January with our first show of 2021 with one of our usual featured years, heading back to 1996. So really excited to bring you a whole bunch of great music from 96. But if you're a regular listener to the show, you will know that we're definitely a fan of our techno. Absolutely love our techno here on Timeless. And one of the artists that we're particularly keen of, Tony Surgeon. And so it makes sense to feature some of the great man's music on our 2020 review. This track is called The Golden Sea. The Golden Sea from Surgeon Ilian Tape from earlier in the year, and a slightly different feel to Surgeon's music on this one. Got a bit of a Detroit vibe going on in there, Steve?
Yeah, it's kind of more of a sort of woozy, naturalistic sort of edge to the usual. I mean, Sergeant's usually like bang, 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 like real, especially the recent releases. But this has got a sort of looser feel and sort of hint of melancholy in there with the sort of drifting synths. Very unusual for him, but great piece of music.
Absolutely right. A quality piece of music from Surgeon. And sticking with the techno and turning the dial up to about 300. We head to Rebel Tech Records from earlier in the year. Actually, this track is a current track from Sterling Moss. This track's called Violent Torpedo of Truth.
This is Timeless from Tunnel Club.
Sterling Moss, Violent Torpedo of Truth, Rebel Tech Records. And this is Moss's 7th release on Rebel Tech. And Sterling there was our guest back on our Acid special back in March. So if you're liking the Sterling Moss sounds, get back and listen to that interview. Really, really good interview it was, with some exclusive tracks and part of the Acid special.
Absolutely banging music. Absolutely love it. Love it. It's timeless. We are Tunnel Club. It's our 2020 retrospective, looking back to the tunes and the producers who've done it for us across the year. And when we were putting the show together, Steve, we decided it would be a good idea to try and nominate an artist of the year, an artist who we really think, above everyone else, has consistently delivered the goods, has been most inspirational maybe, and just overall been somebody whose music we just can't get enough of. And there was so much to choose from, but I think in the end, Steve, it was a pretty straightforward decision for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went for Daniel Avery, and we're going to play you One More Morning from his album Love and Light.
Daniel Avery, our Artist of the Year. A really simple decision to make for us, Steve. The track's called One More Morning from his album Love and Light, released on Fantasy Sound earlier in the year. Oh, and it's just... this track in particular is incredible. That album's incredible. But just overall, the music that Avery's producing, it's just a different level.
It's a beautiful sounding track, this one, and you know, an example of the quality on that album. And it's not just a straight up, you know, 12 tracks all sound the same. There's lots of different themes, lots of different ideas, from massive banging tracks like Dustin for Smoke, and through to more sort of ambient soundscape pieces like this one. Just shows the diversity of his ideas, and he's got his own unique sound, that's for sure. Absolutely developed it since his first album right through to this one.
We will have one more track from Daniel Avery a little bit later on in the show, but we're moving to an artist now who actually has a connection with Avery, and another artist who's really, really impressed us this year. Kind of a breakthrough year for this artist, Kelly Lee Owens.
Kelly Lee Owens with Melt on Small Town Super Sound. This was from the On EP, but also a part of the Magic album that got released earlier this year, Inner Song. And Kelly Lee Owens, as we said, a bit of a Daniel Avery protege, and she gained some studio time with Daniel a few years back, and that led to her first album in 2016, the eponymous album Kelly Lee Owens. Both albums really worth checking out, listeners, if you haven't yet. And she's from Wales and managed to use those Welsh connections to great effect on the album, enlisting the support of Velvet Underground legend John Cale for the vocals on a great track, My Corner of the Sky.
Yeah, and Inner Song's definitely one of my albums of the year, Steve. It's just it's a really well sequenced album. It just feels like it's got a really good vibe to it. Really liking that. Moving now to Touched Records and changing the vibe a little bit. This track's called Wave Mapper from Buspin Jiba. Buspin Jiba, Wave Mapper, from this year, of course, on Touched Records, and from the album Volcanic Harmonic Sounds, which is if you've not seen this, look it up. It's got a very distinctive packaging, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it just looks like a VHS tape. So Volcanic Harmonic Sounds, he's kind of played on the 80s sound of his music and made it look like one of those old reusable VHS tapes that we all used to record the word on when we were younger.
The word? Wow, that is going back a long time.
That just came into my mind. I don't know why I thought of the word, but yeah, that was one thing I used to tape.
Good times. It's Timeless. We're at Tunnel Club. It's our 2020 retrospective, and we will be back with stacks more tunes directly after this.
Timeless from Tunnel Club on OSN Radio. OSN.
This is Timeless Radio from Tunnel Club.
You're listening to Timeless from ourselves, Tunnel Club, here on OSN. And it's back to our 2020 review feature now with another massive track. This is Timeless.
Bicep and Saku on Ninja Tune. And Steve, Bicep, another artist who I think quite easily could have been up there for our Artist of the Year, eh?
Yeah, they've 3 releases this year during the pandemic as they build towards the release of their album next January. So I think with Bales getting released on Ninja Tune in early 2021, we could be having the same conversation at the end of next year, eh?
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, they've done such good music this year. Atlas, Apricots, they've got a real trademark sound, and I know that they're a big live act. Of course, they haven't exactly done much live music this year, but They're an artist I've never seen live before, but I definitely would love to, because everything I'm hearing about them and everything I've seen online, they just look like they're absolutely on point. It's Timeless. We're Tunnel Club. You're listening to our 2020 retrospective. The tunes, the artists who we think have stood the absolute test of time across the year and stand to do the same beyond. And now we're jumping across the channel into Belgium and onto C12 Records. From the Social Distancing 1.3 EP. From Brieuc, this track's called Les Barques du Port. C12 Records out of Brussels. Brieuc, Les Barques du Port from the Social Distancing 1.3 EP. C12 is a multidisciplinary nightclub and platform run by the Deep In House collective located in the heart of Brussels, which launched back in 2018. They do all sorts of stuff, concerts, art stuff, live music, clubs, nights, exhibitions. And because we were unable to put any shows on of any description this year, they released a bunch of EPs called the Social Distancing EPs. There's some really, really good music out on there, actually. They're all on Bandcamp, so get yourself onto Bandcamp and support a bit of underground music. Really good stuff.
Quality that, G. Really good find, that one.
Absolutely right. It's timeless. It's our 2020 retrospective. Where are we going next, Steve?
We're off to Pie Corner Audio on Lapsus and 2020. Martin Jenkins pseudonym, and a great track from earlier in the year, Weather the Storm. Corner Audio, Weather the Storm. Loving the work of Pie Corner Audio this year. Martin Jenkins, as we've said, and never really standing still, and always has a real inventive slant on electronic music. Lovely, bubbly bass line on this one, and his usual trademark melody.
It's Timeless. We're Tunnel Club, looking across the year. And now we're heading to Sneaker Social Club. Now, if that's not one of the best label names, I don't know what is. When you're naming a label, you think, I've got to have a memorable label. I'm going to call it Northern Records or Electronic Magic Records. Hey, I'm going to call it Sneaker Social Club.
Sneaker Social Club. Yeah, let's get together and talk about shoes.
That works for me. The track's called Shibuya Sunset from Conks on Packs.
Unpacks Shibuya Sunsets. That's the hardcore mix out on that their very well named label, Sneaker Social Club. And Glasgow's Tom Schofield, he's been a regular on our show over the last couple of years, and this is another cracking tune. And I think one of our favourite conversations, G, is always talking about how producers can expertly sort of combine the old and the new. And what we're seeing from Conks on Packs over the last couple of years is this really good at melding familiar themes with a sense of the modern.
Absolutely right, and this track is it's got a real blast from the past in there, but boy, it's bang on the new money as well, isn't it? Absolutely great music from Conks on Pax. If Conks on Pax is an artist new to you, I urge you to get online onto Bandcamp, or probably, I imagine, Spotify and other places which blatantly rip artists off blind, and check out some of his music. Now, Paula Temple, another shout for one of the artists of the year. My goodness me, some of the music she's produced this year, and this is absolutely at the pinnacle for me, taking one of dance music's all-time great tracks and giving it a fantastic 2020 spin. Positive Education. Ah, relentless business. Paula Temple's Mega Shift remix of Positive Education, of course, from Slam, which came out earlier this year on Soma Records in partnership with the Glasgow Riverside Festival. This came out via Bandcamp and was a money raiser for various causes in Glasgow linked to the pandemic this year. So if this floats your boat, get yourself onto Bandcamp and pay £1 or whatever it is, something ridiculously tiny, and own this amazing piece of music. Paula Temple has just blown me away with the quality of her music and her DJing as well. Look up any of her mixes this year and she's just on fire, Steve.
Amazing. Like what I love about her is the spin she can put on other people's music, but it's always just tough as nails, but really gets you moving. Amazing.
Absolutely right. It is our 2020 review of the year, and we're changing the pace once again now and moving to an artist from our native city, Newcastle. And a track which for me, Steve, I think could be one of the tracks of the year. It's the Fields Subterranean mix of Swim Free 98 from Kaslam.
This is Timeless from Tunnel Club.
Caslam, Swim Free 98 from the House Blend EP. It's the Fields Subterranean mix. Just everything about this, Steve. The production, the twist in style across. Just a great bit of music.
Yeah, brilliant remix this. Jonas Schofield lot, otherwise known as Fields. So two producers from our neck of the woods up here in Newcastle, and it's great to give them some airtime on such a quality track.
Absolutely right. It's timeless. We are Tunnel Club, and now we're moving to Mighty Force Records, and part of the MF Acid 4 EP, Sensuality from Sven Kostler.
Kostler, Sensuality there on Mighty Force from 2020, part of the MF Acid 4 EP. And Mighty Force, of course, back in the day, released the first Aphex Twin EP many moons ago, but they're currently crowdsourcing their releases, just doing runs of 100 on vinyl of each EP through Q-Rates. Sven had a very busy 2019 with 3 album releases, but he's been a bit quieter this year. But this definitely makes up for it. Some nice old school acid.
Yeah, it's good. I like that. Next up, heading to Modern Recordings and another artist who we're really big supporters of here on Timeless, but you might not necessarily know. It is, of course, Panther du Prince, and this track from earlier this year's Pierce in Tacit.
Panther du Prince, that's Pierce in Tacit, out on Modern Recordings from the album Conference of Trees. Plenty of sort of orchestral percussion instruments used throughout the album, and it kind of gives it a real spacious sound. And he's kind of, I suppose, on the line of that of those sort of neoclassical composers that are around at the moment, including Nils Fram. But it was a bit of a concept album, that one. Apparently, Panther du Prince was thinking about how trees communicate. As you do, you know, we all sit around and think about how trees communicate. But it gave us this brilliant album, Conference of Trees. So if you don't know that one, listeners, check it out.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing I think about most days, to be fair. Moving on. Dust Science Records 2020, The Black Dog. Black Dog, EMP 1951 on Dust Science from their album Fragment. And Steve, it was definitely a welcome return to the highest Black Dog standards, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently the pandemic, Ken, Richard and Martin all work separately, which they don't often do, and I kind of think that brought some interesting results. And this album seems to have a bit more of the down-tempo techno and ambient stuff of their middle career. But yeah, great album. If you haven't heard that one yet, listeners, get on it.
Absolutely right. Moving now to The Final Experiment and a track from Distance Dancer.
Distance Dancer on the Final Experiment 2020, and that track is called Brain Dance. The flip side's called Distance Dancer, and those two tracks, fantastic. We've played Rennie Pavlovitz a few times on the show. I think Head High and Hoover One. Hoover One's a bit more on the drum and bass tip, and of course Rennie is also famous for his releases as Shed, so you may have heard some Shed material in the past. But this Alias Distance Dancer from this year, and this is kind of a big slab of retro influenced techno, but with a massive kick drum. Just love that when it drops in.
Yeah, it's absolutely quality, that, Steve. Very good discovery. And talking about retro influenced techno, certainly retro techno artists, The Advent came back in 2020 with a very different sound. And boy, we liked it. Stasis V2. new music this year from the Advent on Cultivated Electronics. The track's called Stasis V2. This came from their Life Cycles album, released earlier this year, which referenced their first album, Elements of Life, from 1995, with a kind of a very similar style of artwork, Steve, didn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So they obviously wanted to make that connection through from the first album. I mean, Cisco Ferreira, though, he's working solo now under the Advent moniker. Of course, originally a duo with Colin McBean.
And a very different sound, kind of almost an electro sort of influence to it. But I really, really like that. It's a great piece of music from this year. It's timeless. We are Tunnel Club. It's our 2020 retrospective. It's been a strange year for us, you know, recording these shows remotely. That was a bit of a learning curve, Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had to go, and I would say probably 60% of our shows this year have been in that form. We've not been able to get together in the studio, so we're working remotely, but it's nice to have worked out how to get round those issues and still bring the show to you.
Absolutely right. Glad we were able to make the show continue. And of course, we just passed our 2-year anniversary, didn't we? On to one of your shouts now. Richard Bramage, thanks for this one on Whitey's Records from this year. Turbo Ole.
No one plays more old school classics and dance hits. This is OSN Radio.
Terveoli by Jazz on Whitey's Records from the Whitey's 27 EP. Thanks again to Richard Branch for shouting this one. Spanish-born Berlin-based producer Silvia Jimenez Alvarez. And a kind of real wall of sound record. Really in your face and up front, but some fantastic sounds on that one.
Yeah, I have to say it's a new artist on me. And what an EP this is. And the sound is proper in your face, as you said, Steve. It's like that kind of late 90s arpeggiated, almost trance line, but with banging breaks all the way through. Oh, it's fantastic. Now, we love a good remix.
Can't beat a remix.
We love a good remix. We love a good remix, and we love a good hands in the air moment. And I'm pretty confident that this is a remix. Well, it is. And I'm very confident there's going to be plenty hands in the air moments. 2020 on Black Hole Recordings out of the Netherlands. Alex Morph on the remix of Art of Trance Madagascar. what a remix. That is Steve Black Hole Recordings out of the Netherlands from earlier this year. Art of Trance, Madagascar, Alex Morph on the remix. An absolute classic trance tune, Steve, brought bang up to date by German producer Alexander Mealing, aka Alex Morph.
Yeah, the original had one of those amazing epic breakdowns, and this has kind of brought that breakdown and slapped it around the face a bit and brought it up to date.
Absolutely right. Oh, absolutely love that. I would love to hear that in a club. It's Timeless with Tunnel Club. It's our 2020 retrospective, and just time to squeeze in a couple more tracks before the end of the show and bringing the speed down slightly as we move to a bit of soulful house music.
The Orb and House of Narcotics. That's the Opium Wars mix, out on Cooking Vinyl in 2020. Taken from the album Abolition of the Royal Familia.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I don't think I even got it right, to be honest. But
yeah, bit of a diversion in sound for the Orb, isn't it? This one, kind of this, kind of vocally soulful house thing. It's good. I like it. I still think I prefer their kind of trademark swirly, chill stuff, to be honest with you. But there we go.
Yeah, Cow from 2016 has got that sound, hasn't it? Yeah, that was probably their standout album of the 2000s, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Just one more track to go before we finish our extra special 2020 review, and we are returning to our Artist of the Year to close the show. Of course, we're talking about Daniel Avery. From Fantasy Sounds, Love and Light album from earlier this year. This is just a stunning piece of music. A story in E5. Just stunning. That's our Artist of the Year, Daniel Avery. A Story in E5, closing out the show, closing out the year for us. It's been a bizarre year, frankly awful, let's be honest, for the most part. But one absolute highlight for me, Steve, is the music that's come out this year has been fantastic. And we're really grateful for all the producers who've been beavering away, keeping us entertained with music throughout the year. And also really grateful to all of our listeners for all of your support throughout 2020. We are Tunnel Club. My name's Graham. We'll catch you in 2021.
And my name's Steve. And it's over and out for the final time.